Bob, how difficult was today for you to make the final cuts?
Well, this is probably one of the toughest days every year. Um, when you realize how much energy and how much these guys have invested in their future, and to tell some of them that at least here in Ottawa, this is a little bit of their journey's going to end is a tough day. So, so yeah, tough day, but at the same time, it's a bright day in that we formed our team, the 2024 version, and we're excited about the prospects of that.
You get close to these guys, I would assume, and the guys that come in and you're just sort of talking about it last night, wondering if is it a sleepless night for you?
Well, it's sleepless because when you have a night game like that, and then you come in and you're going to start doing your true evaluations at 9 in the morning, and as a head coach, you got to watch all three sides of the ball and make your evaluation. So yeah, it's sleepless in that fact that you're staying up and you're watching film because you got to make sure you give these guys the due diligence that they deserve. You want to make sure you're going to make the correct decisions. With what's riding on it.
Can you pinpoint what might have been the toughest decision for you, or is that tough?
Well, yeah, I think that's tough to do. I'll tell you, long snapper. Maybe that's my bias, is being the special teams coordinator. We had two outstanding young men in Simon and Peter, and they both performed at a very high level. And you only get so many snaps in the course of a game in something like punt, and that was extremely tough. But I say that as a partial joke, but it's true. They were both great competitors. Across the board, there's a whole lot. The defensive secondary, really lots of competition in that area, and from young guys to veteran guys. As well, in the backfield, again, both Rock and Kalen did a great job for us. Both physical, strong runners, and Ronnie Brown was in the mix as well. And then I guess I'm going to go through the whole team, but the receivers, very talented crew. Obviously, tough group to crack into. But some phenomenal young prospects, and making sure we're making the right decision took a lot of time and evaluation.
Now that you have your final roster, what is it that you particularly like, or that's been improved upon from last year?
Well, I really think across the board we've improved in all areas. I think you had veterans like Darius on the offensive line, and guys like Bull and Zach is another year's experience have become even better players than they were before. You can say the same thing at quarterback with Dusty growing into his second year of really operating a new offense, and Drew. I think real strength in the quarterback room. Great competition amongst those guys, and we had Tyree and Jeremiah here soon, and so really feel confident in the depth in that room. When you see the final roster, you look at linebackers. We still got a lot of them around here because it's a very talented group, and we'll see how that shakes out as we move forward. But really tough decisions in that room as we move forward and try to figure out our actual game day roster, and then. I probably would say defensive line is one area where, it's always been a strength for us, and so maybe a little less competition in that area with the veterans coming back. But, you add in new guys like Daniel Apoko, that gives a new flavor to it and a new presence. Excited about that.
Some rookie that impressed you during the camp and maybe wasn't not in the plan but surprised you a bit and made the team where you were very happy with how they performed? You said of Poco, maybe he was a player that you knew he was good, but what did you see of him and other players that were good in the camp and made the team?
Yeah, off the top of my head, you look at someone like Khalil Pimpleton. You know, obviously had an idea of who he was, but did a phenomenal job. You know, one of the things we always talk about is consistency, right? And Khalil did an outstanding job of that and getting better every single day. And I think as you watch practice, you'd notice him making the explosive plays here and there. But what impressed me is the areas that he improved his game on. You know, whether it's or we got more exposure to it, that he's a complete receiver and he's able to do more things. Young guy, even though probably haven't seen a lot of him, is Adrian Fry, one of the defensive backs. You know, he's a little bit banged up and had a family thing that he had to take care of. But really he's done a young guy. You know, defensive back's probably one of the toughest areas to come in and make an impact as a new player who hasn't played in this game. But both him and Bennett Williams did a real nice job in adapting to the motions and the concepts that Coach Miles is putting in there. Damian Taylor will be another young guy. We knew he was a fast guy, but as well a complete guy who had great understanding of what we were asking him to accomplish, and really stood out through the course of time.
And you said that there was a sense of urgency at the beginning of the camp, that after a couple maybe disappointing season in terms of result last couple of years, is it still here, the sense of urgency to make a push and win it, and maybe change the win on your side, and what you see in preseason, 2 wins, get a great vibe and everything, and just get on the roll to start of the season and start well and do well this year for the 10th anniversary of this franchise?
Yeah, listen, there's always one thing about, whether you're a coach or a professional athlete, there's always a great sense of urgency. But do we know our results haven't been where they need to be? And everybody here, and this is a fantastic thing, whether it be the new coaches, the current and carryover coaches, and the new players, there is a great sense of urgency here. And to build on the positivity of our camp, we talk about the camp being a foundation. And now we've got to build on that and move forward. But everyone around here has a great sense of urgency and a great sense of excitement about what we're going to accomplish this year.
You feel a vibe to create this sense of excitement around the fans, to people come back to the stadium with a great atmosphere and everything for you. So like you said, maybe the result wasn't the one that you wanted to for the last couple of seasons, but maybe it's time to take a new vibe, a new change, to maybe people are coming back and just get a good summer of football in the TD place.
Yeah, we're super excited. Obviously past is the past, right? We're focused on the 2024 Redblacks season. Like you said, it's fantastic, 10-year anniversary, and I get exactly what you're saying. I've been here 8 years. When I first got won the Grey Cup when I first got here, and this place was rocking, and that's our goal. We're excited about our start and building and continuing on with that. The celebrations of the 10-year anniversary will be a great part of this season as we get going. We're going to focus on things one day at a time. But our goal is you're exactly right, to have more people back in the stadium and bring that excitement back that was here. The fans deserve it. The players, most importantly, deserve it. This is a fantastic football city when things are rocking, and we plan on getting back to that type of atmosphere.
Can you give us, I know maybe it's a touchy subject, but can you give us an update about Mazzoli health and everything? I know he hasn't practiced regularly or doing reps and everything, but it's been a couple months since we haven't heard any news about him. Can you just give us a little bit, or what can you say to us?
Here's what I'll tell you. He's on like you saw, he was on the roster. He was out there the other day. You see him on the practice field now, and he's out there throwing, and he's making great progress. I think one of the biggest things we have to understand is football, I always talk about 3 components, the MEP, which is the mental, emotional, and physical. And you have to make sure you got all 3 components working at a high level. And you never want to put anyone out in the field unless all 3 of them are at their optimum. And that's what we're going to wait for on Jeremiah. He's doing fantastically physically. He's getting close in that regards. And then you add the other 2 in. He's doing well in those areas. So I think we'll see where he starts the season off, but when he's 100% ready to get going, he'll be out there, and I'll be excited to see him.
What does week 1 look like for you guys with the bye week?
In what regards?
In terms of, what you look for in terms of install and all that? Do you wait till week 2 to do that kind of stuff?
Well, no, I think, Winnipeg's a team, they've kind of got a foundation. We know they've changed defensive coordinators, and now they've got JY over there. But they've been a pretty successful team, and they're a pretty veteran team. So I think in some regards to expect them to change everything that they're doing, I don't know. What we will do is we've got a good base of, from their playoff games last year, obviously, so we'll build a foundation based off what they've done in the past. Buck's still their offensive coordinator. They got a new special teams coordinator in Mike, but he played for Boo a while ago. I can't imagine that he'll be totally different in that regards. So 2 components. We will analyze and break down all the film we have up until that point, and then we're still in a mindset we've got to be better ourselves, and we've got to make sure we're playing at our highest level. One of the things I talked to the team about today is the first thing you got to do is make sure we aren't doing things that are beating ourselves. And we did a little bit of that last night. And so we got to take care of the little details on our end, and so we'll fine tune this bye week. We'll spend a lot of time focusing on ourselves, getting ourselves ready, and implementing some of the base strategies versus Winnipeg.
Does it excite you to kind of switch from that talent evaluator preseason kind of mindset to exactly that, just being a head coach?
Yeah. No, I mean, obviously that's part of being a head coach, but these regular season games are what we live for, right? And we work for. So it's super excited about that, really jumping into the details of the game and the preparation and the fine tuning that goes into like game planning and making sure we prepare these guys so that they can put their best effort out there on the field.